From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBacks PrimeTime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live. And we have ourselves a nice little day. We got basketball and football going on. It's baseball as well, too. So we got the full bag of things going on, so that should be good for us today. First, let's talk about the game for tonight. It's going to be a good one as well, too. You have yourself the Jaguars coming in plus 275, while you got the Bengals minus 350 right now, minus 7.5 on the spread to the Bengals as well. So pretty much over under a 45.5. Pretty much I talked about this game earlier with Jeff on the other show, the NFL Bet Exchange, if you guys caught that. And you guys know where I'm going with this game as well, too. But I would say that the one bet here that intrigues me the most is going to be the over-under bet here. I think that the over-under bet is probably catch some people off. And this will pretty much make it to where all right. So pretty much the thing is that this game, I think that you're going to get Lawrence to score some touchdowns. And I think that you have Joe Burrow scoring some touchdowns as well, too. So the 45.5 is a very doable number. But I think that if it starts off hot and heavy, then you should be able to get the over here. But if it starts off a little stagnant, then we should just expect probably a blowout. But I think it's going to still be a game where a lot of people get surprised tonight. I think the Jaguars are in for probably their best game of the season after, a couple little hiccups, a couple little mistakes and things like that kind of halted the game a bit in the second half. But they were lights out first half against the Cardinals. So, there's nothing to pretty much down them about. They're improving weekly. So we'll see how it goes. Bengals, I haven't seen them as this big of a favorite in a while, so that's what makes me a little skeptical about this game. So there it is. You guys already know Jaguars at Bengals tonight on NFL Network, and you guys should be able to find that on your local cable provider, or you can stream the game as well, too. All right, so we move on to CFB Thursday night. CFB Thursday night, we got Virginia at Miami. This is a very good matchup between two teams in the coastal divisions of the conference. You have Virginia, who has a quarterback out here slinging almost 400 a game. Then you have Miami. Miami's like they're like the Dallas Cowboys of college. Everybody's always expecting them to be all world, but it really doesn't work like that because we keep living in 1980. So pretty much Miami comes into this one as a favorite. I really don't understand why, but they have played against much better, but that means absolutely nothing in this spot, especially when you have a Virginia team that's playing much better football at this point, in my opinion. So I really think that they are setting up for a big value night tonight in this spot. So you guys shouldn't hesitate. If you like the Cavaliers a lot here, you can go ahead and take them and go ahead and have the Wahoos try to cash you out with a plus 170 tonight. You also get a plus 5.5 on the spread as well, too. So it should all work out very well for you. But Miami still looms the danger. They still have the talent that should be top 10, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they play like a top 10 team. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. And there it is, CFB Thursday night with Virginia at Miami. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll go ahead and talk some baseball real quick and get into talking tickets as well, too.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DBacks CFB PrimeTime Chapter, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, we are back. And real quick, Dodgers last night, big moment for the Dodgers. It looked like they were going to be out of things. And, you go ahead and hand the division over to the Giants, where the Dodgers wasn't having any of it last night. They jumped out to a really early lead. I think they were up 4-0, and then at one point 1-5. Then they wound up giving 8 unanswered runs up. And then come bottom of the 8th inning, though, the Dodgers showed the clutch gene and were able to hit, I think, was it 4 home runs? And they were able to get an 11-9 win late against the Padres, which was huge at the end of the day for the Dodgers moving forward. Even though the Giants did win last night, this could have been, pretty much it could have been to the point to where the Giants were going to clinch the division today. That's not coming to pass. They still need to finish on this weekend and everything like that. They have their old ace starting against them today against guys in Scott Kazmir, who I'm still wondering, how are you still in the MLB? So that should be a game where the Dodgers should be circling themselves with, the idea that possibly that they can gain some ground, but they still got to beat the Padres tonight as well too. But it would be huge if it's able to work out like that, because then you go into the weekend where you're only down 1 game and you just need that team to lose 2 out of 3. You sweep and there it is. You're the winner of the division. But there's a lot of things that have to happen first for the Dodgers to even think about that. But as I told Mike yesterday when he was on my show, it's right now, I ain't even worried about the division. I know it's going to be tough, but if you're a good team, you're a great team, hey, tough situations arise, you handle them with ease. And I think this Dodger team has the roster to do it, but the way that momentum's working right now, you can't guarantee anything with this group. So, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. Dodgers find themselves 2 games back and a winners of 102 games on the season as well, too. That's absolutely nuts, in my opinion. So we have ourselves our first game here in the Pick 6 group. And pretty much it's going to be the Cubs at the Pirates. The Cubs and Pirates, both of these teams getting ready for Cancun, as I like to say. And it's funny because, the Cubs about 3 months ago, they were actually in the race, and then they just fell apart. I think they lost about 12 in a row at one point. But tonight you got 110 on each side. Very rare. You got Justin Steele, who had a really good game against the White Sox until everything blew up. He's going against Miguel Yajiri, and Miguel Yajiri comes in here 485, 0-1 on the year. He's only pitched 3 times himself. So you got some green pitchers here. I think that this could favor the Cubs a bit more, but I think this could favor some scoreboard watching as well too. And I think what happens here is that this team actually both these teams actually provide the over for us tonight. So I like where we're going with this one. I think this is going to be another really fun game to watch, and I love the over 8.5 in this spot. So we'll see how it shakes out. We'll see how it goes, and we move forward to the Red Sox and the Orioles. The Red Sox and Orioles, two teams going to two different places. Red Sox need to win badly. Orioles really have nothing to lose, and this is always a bad spot for the team that needs it badly. Now you have a Orioles team throwing out Alexander Wells, 7.61 ERA. He's not doing that well, but he's a guy that can give you about 5 innings. He did decent last time out. Not that great, but he did decent. And the times before that, especially against Boston last time out, he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, 6 hits, and only struck out 3. So this Boston should be licking their chops in this spot because they got a guy they've already kind of terrorized this year. But, Nick Pivetta has to be huge for them tonight. I know Nick Pivetta is a really good pitcher, but he has a tendency to kind of get blown up as well, too. He did well last time out against the Yankees, and he pitched fairly decent against the Orioles on the 18th as well, too. So this will be fun tonight, but I think what happens here is that you can go ahead and mark down this squad to get themselves a good win tonight. And I like the Red Sox here. I know it's going to say something different here on the text, but I do like the Red Sox tonight with the -1.5, and I think that they do go ahead, take care of their business, get themselves a big win tonight because you know what? They're moving forward, and you know what? The Orioles' season's been over for a while now, so let's go ahead and just keep it real. The team that needs it more wins tonight. So let's go see how they do. Hopefully they go ahead and get us the money. So we move on and we have ourselves our next game, Yanks at the Blue Jays. This is one of the bigger games of the night. You have two teams here that are vying for that second wild card spot or the first wild card spot. Depends on how everything finishes out this weekend. But you have a Blue Jays team that's a half a game behind Seattle. Seattle did win last night. So, you have a situation that has arisen that shows that the best team at the end of the weekend, meaning like whoever wins their games without losing pretty much are going to be the two teams in the playoffs because you're actually chasing both spots with the 4 teams that are that are looking at it right now. So Red Sox, Jays, Yankees have a whatever weekend. The Mariners can sneak right in here and go ahead and be in the wild card spot and prove to be kind of dangerous maybe. So we'll see how it goes. But all in all, Yanks, Blue Jays, that's the game tonight. I like Corey Kluber here to be a big bet for them. And that's why I'm taking the Yankees tonight with the +120. I love them. I love that they're the dog here, and I think that this will work out very well for us. So there it is. There it is. Yankees at the Blue Jays. Very crucial game towards the wild card spot. Then you got the Marlins at the Mets. You got two teams that are just waiting to go ahead and get themselves situated for the offseason. As Mike said yesterday, you have a Mets team that literally fell off the face of the earth after the All-Star break and went from first place to now I think they're in 4th place. I don't know where they're at anymore, but thing is, though, they're not going to be going to the playoffs this year. So you have Rich Hill on the mound, who's been well-traveled over the last few years and everything like that, but he's an old man. You got Edward Cabrera, who's on 5 on a year. He's not a guy that you look to pitch a lot of innings. The most he's pitched in his lately was 6.1. That was in his initial start. But last few times he's came out and pitched 4 innings and 3 innings. And it wasn't bad or anything like that. It just was that they moved him out fairly quickly. That's all it is. So, you look at this and tell yourself that this will probably wind up being an over, but I think that it winds up being an under, to be honest with you. As I said before, these teams don't score runs in bunches like that either or. So I like the under 7.5 tonight with the Marlins and the Mets. Let's see how it checks out. Then we have the Rays playing against the Astros tonight. This should be a good one as well, too. Rays coming in here as a slight doggy dog, plus 125. Astros are minus 150 tonight. You have an over-under of 8.5 as well, too. And so pretty much I like the Rays to keep this one close. But what winds up happening is the game, they don't have to win the game to catch the ticket. They just need to be within one. So that's what I'm doing here, plus 1.5 on the run line with the Rays, and we'll go from there. And tonight, I'm going to be a little bold tonight. Diamondbacks, worst team in the National League tonight. But they have Madison Bumgarner, the guy that won 3 rings as the ace of this Giants team in the 2010s. Now, what you have here is a get-back game because the Giants gave up on this guy. And they're throwing out Scott Kazmir, of all people, as I mentioned earlier. And this is just, I think, served up for a Diamondbacks victory tonight. And the way that, pennant races work and everything like that, the team that's up always gets the loss that they didn't expect. And I feel like that game is tonight in this spot. So I'm taking the Diamondbacks here, plus 165. Plus, they're at plus 175 as we speak, to go ahead and be the dog of the day and get the monster upset tonight as well, too, over the Giants. So we'll see how it shakes out. We'll see how it goes. And we move on to talking tickets. So it's your favorite time of the show, and everybody loves some talking tickets. So we start off with the college football bets. And today I'm going to go Virginia money line plus 165. The under 31 for the first half. That's the under 31 first half. And then we have the half a point for Virginia first quarter as well, too. So I'll fix those up when I tweet these out. But that's exactly where we're going with this right here with our CFB Thursday bets. We have a full game bet, a first half bet, and a first quarter bet. So that's what we're doing here. Single what you like. We move on. Let's go ahead and talk about Thursday night football. As I said on my show earlier on the NFL Bet Exchange, I'm going with the plus 7.5 on the Jags. I like the over 23 in the first half as well, too. And I like the Bengals in the first quarter to go ahead and dominate that, to kind of, probably get a 3-0 lead or something of that nature. And I have them actually winning out in the first quarter of this game. And I know it looks weird because I have the Jags for the full game and I'm giving you guys the Bengals for the first quarter, but that's how it works out sometimes, and that's how I'm looking at this game. So there it is, single what you like, and we move forward from there. As I talked about just now, we got a 60-1 ticket here with the PrimeTime PK6. I have an over-under for you guys, the over 8.5 for the Cubs and Pirates. Then we have the Red Sox minus 1.5. Also, I have the Yankees plus 125. Under 7.5, Marlins Mets, and then the plus 1.5 with the Rays. The Diamondbacks money line plus 175, and that gives us a 60-1 ticket. And there it is. There it is for talking tickets. And pretty much you guys can catch me in a bit on the Mike Abadir show at 4 o'clock Pacific time. As you guys saw yesterday, I'll be doing his show. So if you guys want to hear some more advice, betting, and info and stuff like that, tune in to Mike's show. I'll be on there. And you guys, once again, are the absolute best. I thank you so much for tuning in today as well, too. We'll be back tomorrow at noon to go over the CFB bets list. I can't wait. I'm going to go through all the Power 5 conferences that have conference games. And then pretty much we'll set up what's going to go on for the weekend as well, too, and do our final primetime pick 6 of the year. And also, you guys, don't hesitate on that primetime pick 6. Last night we hit a 50-1 on that ticket. That ticket that I gave to you guys yesterday actually hit you last night with that good comeback from the Mariners. So you guys don't hesitate on the ticket. I say single what you like, but always throw a little something on there. So then quite possibly you can get the rent money. And if you put 25 on that last night, you got the rent money last night. So pretty much there it is. There it is. I thank you guys so much. As I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. If you got a hunch, bet a bunch. And the movement is moving. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, live with the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.